Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're all having an amazing week. In this video we shall be learning how to make this cool moving frame distortion effect, and you're going to do everything on Adobe Premiere. On my timeline, as you can see, I have a video on my video layer 1, and we're going to demonstrate this effect on this video. Now the first thing you want to do, you want to make a duplicate, and how to quickly make a duplicate is to hold Alt while scrolling up or while dragging up to make a duplicate. Now you want to find a point in the video which you want to begin making this distortion. Now the first thing you want to do, you want to go to your effect controls, and if you cannot find it, go to Windows and ensure it's checked. Now come back to your opacity and select the 4-point polygon, and immediately you have a mask right there. So if I disable this video beneath, this is what we have. We have chosen to only view this part of the video. First thing you want to do, you want to go to full screen by double clicking, and then I'll drag these points all the way up. I'll hold shift to keep them on a straight line. After that one, I'll go to this other end, hold shift, drag it down, hold shift, drag this point down, and then hold shift, drag this point up. So now we have a sort of rectangular selection or mask. Now back to our mask properties, we're going to reduce the feather up to 0, and now we want to begin making this mask move around. Now about this point, which is about 20 frames from the beginning, we'll enable keyframe for position. Now I want us to move this frame to the left, and then to the right hand side, and then to the left, right, and then back in the middle. Now from this point we'll go 15 frames, so I'm going to hold shift and my right arrow key thrice to go 15 frames, and then I'll take it around 500, about this point to the left hand side. That's okay. And then from that point I will go 10 frames to the right once again, holding shift, right arrow key twice to go 10 frames, and then I'll push these to the right. Let us briefly look at what we've done. Okay, we moved it from the left, right. Now we can move it back to the middle. From this last keyframe we can go again about 15 frames, 1 2 3 15 frames, take it back to the left around 500, and then you can go again a few frames ahead, maybe like 15 frames again, 1 2 3 15 frames, and then push it again to the right. Then you can go about 10 frames, 1 2, and then you can have it go back to the middle. Now if we preview this, so we just made it to bounce around and go around this area. So that looks good. Now what we want to do, we also want to add keyframes for scaling to add a bit of roughness and aesthetic look. Right here at the first keyframe, which we enabled for position, I'll enable for scaling. Okay, I'll follow these keyframes for position, so I'll click right here. This basically tells me where these keyframes are. At this very point, I will scale this up so that the animation goes like this, so that it zooms up, and then I want it to zoom down once again, and I'll follow the keyframes for position. 1 2, I'll put it back to 100, and then I'll follow these keyframes and I'll do pretty much anything I want to do. When it goes to the left and then to the right hand side once again, I'll make it scale down, and then to the last keyframe I'll reset it. So if we preview these, so that's the basic animation. Now instead of doing this all over again, you can copy these keyframes, highlight on both of them, all of them, and hit Ctrl C, and then go a few frames ahead and paste them. So they will keep on repeating the same thing which you've done. You can see there is something happening which is sort of a distortion. Now we want to add some few things on this element to sell the idea. Go to your effects and look for a noise, drag it on this layer. Again, you can look for an HLS for color balancing and put it right there. Go to the effect controls, and then let's add this noise about 5%. 5% is enough. You can check color noise off or on. And then on this color balance, you can play around with the hue. So let's go somewhere in the frame which you can refer to. Let's see, let's rotate the hue and get some good color. I like this color. And then I'll also increase the saturation. Then you can play with the lightness. If you want it to be a little bit more vivid and brighter, that's it. So let's preview this. Yeah, that looks really good. Now you can reduce the saturation, or you can also put it at negative. And I happen to not like this color noise, so let's use it as it is. So that's a pretty good animation. Now if you want those VHS lines, you'll have to be a little bit more smart. So what I'll do, on this layer above, I'll right click and I will nest this clip. Now on this nested sequence, I want to bring a VHS. So I have it on my folders and I have already imported it. So this is a VHS basically. Now just drag this on top of the video. What you want to do for it to work, because if we come back, you can see that this VHS will override. Now we need to do something extra. Go to the effect controls, change it back to screen, and then you want to copy all the keyframes from these. So I'll click on that clip, copy, and then I'll right click and paste attributes. I'll paste everything that we've done to this one. I want the motion and opacity to follow on, and then remember to change the opacity back to screen. Remember to change it to screen. Now we have a VHS happening. Now if we go back to our main frame, we should be able to see it. Yeah, so that's basically it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope you've learned something. In case you have any questions, queries or suggestions, kindly leave them down on the comment box and I'm very happy to interact with you guys. My name is Danny James and see you in the next video. Cheers.